my opinion is, from the information I'm able to gather, that Trump should get in the Oval Office from the seat of power, and he should force and he can. Remember, you have the emergency broadcasting. Do you think the Democrats would hesitate to do this? Let's be realistic. This is the level, the seriousness here is the level of World War seriousness. This is not well, let's just play it out in the courts, and we'll talk about that for a moment and how that's absolutely futile. But he needs to get in the Oval Office. He needs to take control of all of the networks, because you saw what happened on CNBC the other day with this absolute freak. What is this guy's name? He got fired from Fox. And in the middle of the president of the United States talking, they cut him off. And this guy said, this absolute useless talking head, this empty suit, who's filthy rich, by the way, Shepard Smith, I think his name is. This empty suit says, well, we're not going to let him talk anymore because everything the president is saying is lies. Could you imagine people doing that to Barack Obama? Could you imagine a network saying, no, he is lying, so we're not going to play any more of what he just said? The reason why in your head you just thought to yourself, my God, in one case, yeah, they can do it because it's a white man. And in the other case, if you had done that to a black president, the world would have blown up. The reason why is because the substance of our lives, the substance through which we move, the narrative through which we move is the anti-white narrative, which imbues people with an anti-white morality. That is why we have to go free. That is why going free works. This is the substance we have to change. No more standing idly by while people undermine the good work that we are obviously achieving for white well-being. The anti-whites are not going to respect the office. They're not going to respect the founding fathers. They're a bunch of white guys. They hate white people. Anti-whites do. Not all Democrats, anti-whites do. So they're not going to respect any of that. They're not going to respect our customs. They're not going to respect our norms because they came from the West. All that is going in the shredder. So Donald Trump needs to take control of all of the channels because he has the ability to do that for 30 minutes, prime time, and maybe do it twice, re-air himself, rerun himself. I know that's what I would do. I would say, oh, you don't like it, MSNBC? Too damn bad. Not only am I going live now, but I'm going to rerun my ass 3 times on your network today. And I don't give a damn if you don't like it. But he needs to get on air with a sober, a sedate, a calm, a reasonable argument. Share this with the entirety of the American public so that there's no way to contradict him until after he's done. And it should be written in such a way as to anticipate the arguments that the totality of the media is going to make. He should say to the American people, this is what they're going to say about me. This is how they are going to frame it. This is how they want to make me look. He should name the people involved. Tell the American people who these anti-white people are. I don't care if they own the biggest banks on planet Earth. Give the American people their names. Tell them, I don't care if they're just some actor in Hollywood, whoever the big folks are with the big money who's making this happen, whoever the tech giants, name these SOBs for the American people so that we can say it's not just something that's in the ether. There are actual bad actors that are behind this. He needs to name these people. Stop playing this, behind the curtain bullshit. And apologize for my French. Name these people. Say exactly what they're doing. And then he needs to say that he is going to clear the streets, and he needs to do this so that this election can be decided in a reasonable and a calm way, in a way that all reasonable Americans and people around the world will be able to see as a just, fair, and legitimate election. And if necessary, if there are so many disputed situations in this state or that state or whatever, force a revote in those states and say that enforcing the revote, he is going to provide military personnel to ensure that both Democrat and Republican observers are within 1 foot of all of the vote casting, of all of the whatever it takes, so that both parties. Now, the argument is not for the rabid anti-whites out there. They're going to say, oh, no. It doesn't matter what you say. We're not going to do that. We're not going to go for it. That's not who he's arguing for. He's arguing for a sizable chunk of the Democrat Party who are going to say, you know what, this is pretty reasonable. He's going to allow our observers, their observers, they're all going to be up close. And we do want this to be considered something and observed and known to be something that is fair and legal and just from start to finish. No legitimate, reasonable, honest, sane person could object to a full and fair, uncontestable election. No, none of this Bravo Sierra of Dominion software and all of this sort of garbage. Break it down to the way it should be done. And here is the document. Fill it in and on a piece of paper, and then a human being is going to say, okay, there it is, and it ticks in this category. And there'll be observers from both Republican and Democrats 1 foot away saying, yeah, he did that right, or she did that right. And behind them will be soldiers who will ensure the integrity of the vote. And who gives a damn what these other networks, what these other individuals are going to say about ensuring a full and fair playing field? Because if they decide to stir revolution in the United States, that is insurrection. And that, my friends, is punishable in a military tribunal. Forget civilian courts of law. That is punishable. Stirring insurrection against the government of the United States is punishable in a military tribunal. And those individuals stirring that insurrection could be have their asses dragged right into those tribunals and a very swift decision made. No protracted appeals. And you know damn well and good that the Democrats are going to do that to us if this doesn't happen to them. So forget about this playing this patty cake while they're willing to slit your throat. You are either going to use the power of the state while you have it to ensure that things are fair, that things are just, even for those people of all races, of all backgrounds who consider themselves Democrats and they like the Democrat Party for whatever reasons other than destroying the United States. You are ensuring that it's fair for them as well, because you know damn well and good all of these white imbeciles out there, and my apologies to the imbeciles that are out there voting and they're celebrating right now the celebration of Beelzebub last night. Thank God we got this into office and now we can have everything fair. You know damn well and good nothing's going to be fair. You know damn well and good everything they do is to the detriment of Western kind. Every single time they have the least bit of power, there is no hope. There is no sanity in giving them a second of breath. This is the time to save the nation. There is no time to allow insurrection. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, the state of Pennsylvania is in full rebellion, according to some, not according to me. It's not in rebellion according to others, but according to some, the governor refusing federal edicts is rebellion to the United States. According to some, the courts and law officers in Pennsylvania refusing the edicts of the Supreme Court of the United States is full rebellion to the United States, according to some. If the Democrats take the White House, they take the Senate, the troops will be at your house.